cardinal sin. Why? Why do you start in the middle of the song? Like, you could have just started the like, you know, you could have been safe, but you did this. Why?
Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation.
Well, let me explain it to you, because it's really simple, actually.
9 plus 10.
There's a lot of levels like this. Now, you may be asking, is this a problem? Short answer is, yeah, I kind of think so. Let's talk about why. For me, the song is not only the background music for you to be clicking to, but also a massive part of a level that fits with the rest of it. So, you know, the gameplay, the design, the overall theming, if there is any, obviously, and pretty much anything else that you'd wind up considering in your level creation. The song and the part of the song that you use is another element of a level that adds an extra layer to the experience that I think a lot of people overlook. Now, why do I think that this is something that most people just simply gloss over? Well, let's take a look at the featured section for a moment, because I think this is pretty important. I can assure you that by the second page, you're more than likely to find a repeated song in at least 2 different cases. And what I mean by that is essentially 2 repeated songs within a slew of 20 levels. So, quite a fair bit. Either that, or the song just randomly starts and or stops at a really weird spot half the time. Is using a song that's already been used a bad thing? Well, no. I'm not trying to say that every song a level uses has to be completely different from all the rest, because that would be way too unrealistic an expectation to have, and unlike some people may think of me, I definitely do have a brain. Crazy, I know, but yeah. Having 2 levels with the same song doesn't make any of the 2 levels bad, and it's more about the context or how they work with the rest of the level, along with whatever cut of the song that you choose to use and how fitting it is. A fitting song is especially important when it comes to theme levels. Now, some of you may be asking me, what do you mean by making your levels fit with your song? Like, where do I begin with that? So let me show you guys a basic example to show you what I mean. So let's say that you want to make a level with the song Shiver by False Noise, right? And let's say that you choose to work on some drop gameplay with that one really fast bit that I'll probably be playing over my voice here. You know, just so I can actually show you all what part of the song I'm talking about, because god motherfucking damn, I'm bad at explaining things. If you use a really slow speed for your layout, it makes absolutely no sense, because the song has a whole bunch of rapid-fire notes hitting at once, making the overall song feel much faster and a lot more intense than it was in the first parts. So by making slow gameplay for a fast bit of the song, you're not exactly making the gameplay fit, and something is going to seem off, because the pacing of the gameplay and the song don't match at all. This kind of thing just makes some gameplay unnecessarily awkward to play, in my opinion. So basically what I'm trying to say here is that fast, intense parts of a song should be matched with fast-paced gameplay, and slower parts should be met with slower gameplay. When it comes to gameplay and pretty much anything else in level creation though, pacing is not the only thing that matters when taking the song into account. There are other things that can also affect how well a song fits with the level's gameplay. Things like theming or mood and note articulation are the main ones that come to mind. In regards to note articulation, if the notes or sounds in the song are short and accentuated, you might want to purposefully make the gameplay reflect that a little more by making the movements a little rougher than you would in songs with notes that are more tight together, which would normally fit a buttery smooth flow style a lot more. As for theming, most levels don't really have an obvious theme, or if they do, it's more a story of just picking a style and going with it, so this part may not be as applicable to some levels as it can be to others. That being said, you can still match the general emotion or feeling of a song with your level pretty easily. To put it simply, let's just say that you put a really sad sounding song over something like Ocular Miracle, for example. Something is not going to add up, right? Right. Now, if you're not convinced about this, you're probably fucking Bubbles, what the fuck? Don't insult your viewers, dude. Hold on, let me edit Infinities Within the Sadness remix over an Ocular Miracle drop, just so you have a visual to go off of. Things like the overall mood, pacing, and structure of a song are the aspects that give it so much more power than you would expect them to at a first glance. A lot of these things also carry on over to the decorative aspects of the level as well. The song can shape what colors you choose to use, how much block and background movement you add, and some other things I'm probably forgetting to think of. A quick example of making your deco fit is having a lot of bright and flashy colors along with fast, accentuated movement in high energy songs, while slow, calm, or sad songs would be more subtle in terms of stuff like their movement and pulsing. I could go into further detail if I really wanted to, but a lot of the ideas I talked about earlier in the gameplay part carry over pretty well, so I'll spare you the repetition and move on. So now that you all know about matching your level with the song that you choose, I think it's time to get into what the song you choose means for your level, along with what part of the song that you choose to use. To start off, let's talk about more widely used or even overused songs for a second. They can get pretty tiring for some people to hear, and that might detract from the experience players get from playing your level just a bit. Part of making your level memorable then would be to have a less frequently used song that's up on Newgrounds. Trust me, there are tons of bangers out there, you just gotta be willing to dig for them a little bit. This way, the player has a bit of a different experience thanks to the song alone. As for what part of the song that you use, that's just for a more clear beginning and end, so the level can properly express whatever feeling or theme it's trying to push without either lacking or dragging on. The beginning of your level should feel like the start of an idea that's going to wind up building up and developing as it progresses, and that's essentially where the beginning of the song kicks in. As for the end part, it's pretty much the complete opposite, where everything is building down and you're getting to a conclusion. That's more or less what I mean in terms of a clear beginning and end. Kind of like telling a story. Now some of you may ask, how in the ever-living hell do I figure any of this out? Well, you'd be surprised how simple it is actually. So let's say you have a general feeling you want to go for, but you don't really know what song you're going to use. Assuming that you want to use a Newgrounds song in this situation, you basically just go onto newgrounds.com and surf through a whole bunch of submissions until you find something that fits what you want to go for. From there, you build accordingly and make your gameplay and decoration fit whatever feel you're going for. If you have a song, well, you basically just skip the surf Newgrounds part, but let's just say you don't really know what you want to go for. That's where you kind of just listen to the song and decide what you get out of it, right? What feeling does it draw out of you? Does it make you feel happy? Does it make you feel sad? And how do you want to reflect that? Do you want the pulses to be very flashy and intense, or do you want everything to be very calm and subtle to fit the song? Anyway, that's more or less everything I have to say about the importance of your songs in levels. To sum it all up, you want to make sure that the gameplay speeds fit. You also want to make sure your overall level movement matches how the song articulates, and most importantly, you want to try your best to capture the feel that the song gives you. Now, before we go, there are a couple things I want to say. First off, let me know what you thought, please. Did I miss anything? Is there anything that I got wrong? What do you think on this topic? How important do you think songs are? And pretty much anything else in terms of the video, please let me know. I've also made a second channel recently, so, if you want to go ahead and check that out. I made it about 2 months ago, and just kind of been posting completions, cool plays in other games, memes, and other content that I just simply wouldn't post here. So if you want to check that out, I'll link that both in the description and the end screen here. With that out of the way, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one, whenever that is. Please don't be another 6 months.